With spring in the air, I wanted to make something a little bit lighter tonight for dinner, so we are having my rustic chicken carbonara. I have already got my pan of water on the burner ready to boil, but I do need to add my salt. So you need to add a good amount of salt in there just to kind of season the pasta while it cooks. While that is getting ready to come to a full boil, I have 4 slices of bacon here, and what we're going to do is we're going to start the sauce. I've taken them and made them about maybe 1/2 inch and then just kept them their length. And we're just going to put these in the pan and render that fat, because that fat is going to be used to help build the flavors of our carbonara sauce. Usually this recipe would call for pancetta, as that is true to the dish, but like I said, it will be my rustic. And so this one calls for bacon. Okay, so all the bacon just separated in the pan, rendering down its fat. All right, and our pasta water is ready to go, so we are just going to open the package of our spaghetti. I did not make it from scratch, but that's okay. Rustic can also mean shortcuts. Okay, so I'm just going to put the whole shebang in there, because let me tell you guys, we love this dish. Okay, so the pasta's in. It's going to boil 14 minutes. Or follow the package's instructions. Meanwhile, I'm going to get this sauce going with the next level of flavor, the shallot. You guys, so the next part of this dish is to finely mince a shallot. And to do that, you just take your knife and go about 3/4 of the way down the shallot to the root, but leave the root intact. Okay, we're just going to do that all the way across. Take your knife in half, put all the pieces together with your fingers, and we're going to slide it right on down, and then that gives us our dice, and then we just cut them. Just get those finely minced. All right, and we are ready to go with this portion as soon as all of that fat has rendered. All right, you guys, I just want to remind you to make sure that you're stirring your pasta up at least every minute, but preferably every 30 seconds, just to keep it from sticking to the bottom of the pan, because even in water it can still do that. So you just want to give it a good stir. Also, you need to flip your bacon about halfway. Okay, the bacon is in a good enough position to go ahead and get the shallots in, as well as the garlic, and I'm going to let this garlic bloom for about 30 seconds, just so we can release those oils and we can get the best of the flavors out of that garlic. So I'm going to let this cook until the bacon is completely cooked on the other side, and then we'll move on to the next step. So what we need to do now is we need to just let off about half of this fat. So I'm just going to pour it directly into a bowl and try to catch anything that wants to fall down. All right. All right, we're going to go ahead and set this aside and get our chicken ready to go, and we'll move on. Last thing that we need to do is we need to finish cutting our chicken. I went ahead and basically cut the 4 chicken breasts down one side, so I'll show you. So down the one side, okay, and then we'll just go across very thinly. You know, I kind of got inspired with sashimi and how it's just so delicate, and I kind of want my chicken to be delicate in this dish. So I am going to cut it as thin as I can, while still maintaining texture, of course. All right, and the next thing that we're gonna do is we are going to add them to the same skillet that we cooked our bacon in. All right, so now we're ready to go ahead and add our chicken directly in. I'm just gonna push that all off. That sear is what you want to hear. And you guys, I always salt and pepper my chicken prior to cutting it. That way I know it's evenly done before I get it in the pan. So we're just going to brown this chicken off nicely. And then we're going to add back that bacon so that we... Alright guys, and now we're in the home stretch. We've got the chicken looking amazing. It is so brown, looks so crisp. It's going to add a great texture and a great flavor to the carbonara. Now for the actual carbonara sauce, we're going to start with 4 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. You guys can obviously use it out of a bottle if you want to, jar, whatever, but you will absolutely benefit if you just grate it yourself. It's night and day. And then we're going to add about 1/4 of a cup of dried parsley. You can use fresh if you'd like. I normally do, but in my rustic version, I like to just kind of play with dried ingredients. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to beat this sauce really, really well. Beat it together. It will come together and make a phenomenal sauce, you guys. And if you've never had chicken carbonara before, man, you're missing out and you really need to make this. It's super simple too, and is a very good weeknight meal because you can have it done in like 30 minutes. Alright, so now I have my thick sauce just beat together, ready to go. It's looking really good. I'm getting so excited. You know, it's been a minute since we've had chicken carbonara, and I just want to show you guys this sauce right now. Doesn't that look amazing? Yeah, we haven't had chicken carbonara in a second, and we absolutely love it. So I thought, you know, so you guys have given me an excellent opportunity to make this phenomenal dish, and I think you guys really should do it too. Okay, so the chicken looks like it's almost done. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the frozen peas. You want about 1/2 cup of frozen peas, and we're just going to heat these ones up. So they only need to be in there for just a minute. Get nice and warm and toasty. Oops, one flew out. Get that guy back in. Okay, I want you guys to be able to see as much of this as possible. Alright, so we have our chicken almost done. We've got our peas who have been nice, and the peas are nice and warm. And we're ready to add back our bacon, shallots, and garlic with the additional fat left behind. I definitely want to grab that. It's not much, it's just a few drips. But when you add that back to the pan, you're adding that whole nother level of flavor without it becoming too greasy or overwhelming. All right. Okay, so we're just going to let this come back and warm through for just about a minute. All right, guys, this chicken is done. So we're going to go ahead and add our pasta noodles directly into the pan. And you want to make sure that whenever you use or you make pasta that you are saving back at least 1 cup of the pasta liquid, because that pasta liquid we're going to use in a little bit to thicken our sauce. Look at how beautiful that is. All right, and we're just going to stir this all together. Oh, you guys, this is looking so amazing. All right, and last but not least, our egg mixture. So we are just going to pour this nice, creamy, beautiful sauce directly on these noodles. You guys, these noodles making me so excited. Oh, this looks so good. Look at this real quick before I stir it. Look at that. How pretty. I could not be more excited about this right now. So I am going to get this nice and mixed through. And this is a lot of food in one pan, guys. And this is a 12-inch skillet, so it can be done. All right. All right, now we're going to add a few tablespoons of the pasta water to make that a creamy sauce instead. And I'm just going to dig it right out. And I know it's just going to sound like this, a couple. A couple is all you need. I mean, if you want it thicker, you know, creamier, you guys add a little bit more, but don't overdo it. You don't want a soggy sauce. That's not what a carbonara is. Okay, I've added about 4 or 5. I lost count somewhere. But that's okay, because it's still going to be perfect, because I can tell. And that just looks absolutely perfect. Yes. Oh, man. You guys, I dropped some food, but that's okay. You guys check that out. Check that beauty out. Those gorgeous noodles, that sauce that just clings to the pasta. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Those peas. I couldn't be happier with this dish. I'm very excited to eat it. And eat it I will. All right, now it's time to play. All right, here we go. Okay, and then we're going to the Parmesan cheese. A little bit more right there. And there you have it. Chicken carbonara. Alright guys, enough of this levity. Let's dig in. Alright, here we go. Get some of that chicken, the pea, the shallot, and the bacon all in one bite. Mmm. 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 So I was right. Mmm. Mmm, guys, that chicken, dude. Mmm. That chicken has the perfect crust on it. It's just perfect. It's like, God, it's memorable. That's what it is. It's memorable, and I'm gonna remember that very bite every time I take a bite, because I'm always gonna be looking for that browned chicken. That, you guys, this is amazing. It's so good, so good. I highly encourage you to make this for your family, friends, or just yourself. This is super simple to make. You guys can do it on a weekday. You can do it on a busy night. You don't even need an Instapot, whatever they're called. You don't need much. But I hope that every one of you tries this and loves it just as much as we do. Thanks you guys for joining. I'm sorry I've been away for a little while, but thank you guys all for viewing. I'm better now and we are back at it. So please make sure that you like my videos, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell so that you can be alerted when I drop new material. And I appreciate every one of you for taking time out of your day to watch my show. Thanks so much, you guys. Happy eating. Bye.